Boopity bop bop, skippity bop bow, zippity bop bam. Hey everybody, welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pinnings, also known as Cracked Palantir, and I'll be your host and game master for this episode 99 of Brise's Tale. We're closing in on 100 next week, and as always, my good buddy Max is here to play the lovely Paladin Brise. Max, say hello to the wonderful people.
Hey everybody. I think episode 99. You all know who we are. Better not watch all 98 episodes.
That's right. You'll get to know who we are and why we're so popular.
Our
Honestly.
personalities are so shallow. Within like 10 seconds, you know exactly. And let's be real, Kevin.
That's right. The first 10 seconds. The fact that I chose scat should tell you all that you need to know.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 99. Of course, we mentioned that 100 is coming up. And as you see from the scrolling ticker there's still time to enter for the free, no obligations raffle to receive a 100th episode version of the Karandrin map. We'll mark certain special locations on there that isn't in the map that you see during play and at the end of the stream. We'll also be placing the locations of the newly learned goblin nations on that map. That was a discovery back around, I don't know, episode 70, 80, something like that. That there was a whole host of goblin nations unknown to this area of the world that share the continent of Karandrin. So that's going to be the fun new things to add to the map for the 100th episode. And all you have to do is email us at the email there by the 18th, and then the 100th episode on the 19th. We'll do a live drawing, and I just need you to send an email and then send me how you want to be referred to during the drawing. I don't want to give away any of your personal information. And after that, I will contact the winner by email and ask for your mailing address, and I'll send you the map, and then all the information will be deleted. So I want you to know that we care about your privacy, and we're going to take care of that for you. So let's talk.
I do want to mention that Obi-Wan Karen pointed out, I am very pixelated, and I am. And I think I know the reason.
Okay.
I might need 30 seconds to fix something. So.
Okay. Do you want to? You mean
in the crowd for a sec, or
no? That's fine. That's totally fine. I'll work on recap. You work on your little video problem. We'll keep doing that. So, gang, last time, episode 98, we had a hell of a battle with Brise against this sort of humanoid burrowing creature, armed and armored, and it was a hell of a battle. They were both equally matched. They were pretty savvy in terms of combat and so on, and Brise held her own and drove the creature back. But it turned out that the creature was giving way deliberately, trying to catch its breath, and led Brise into a room that she had not yet explored, in which there was a dangerous form of animated vine. And it really came very, very close to taking out our beloved Brise, or at least putting her in a position to die. So she got knocked down by the vine. Our creature, wielding a battle axe, jumped to her after she had fallen and came very close to just planting a battle axe right in her chest. So, super tense. So, Brise was able to use a potion that actually brings into the room an animal, a random animal. It brought a bear, and the bear occupied the creature. And then that's right. And Brise was able to scurry out of the room, and the vines dispatched with the creature, and the bear just took off, terrified of the vine. So Brise is injured, sort of recovering in a hallway.
Speaking of injuries,
Um,
try
and
again. Didn't seem that super,
I,
super
that's
helpful.
fine. No, that's fine. And that's where we ended last week. The overall situation is, of course, that we're continuing to explore um, this temple to the Iron Empress, part of an ancient pantheon um, that was very dominant in the, this region about 5,000 years ago. And Brise is cleaning out the temple so that that her temple now, sorry for my arm, I keep having this dang little typing stand that I use to keep up some notes. It keeps falling on me. But anyway, the so we're looking at so she's looking at clearing out the temple so they can come and either tear it down or sanctify it, repurpose it. The valley they're in is very uninhabited, and so it's unlikely it'll be used actively, repurposed, if you will, for the present pantheon that's dominant. Oh, look, Max is back and beautiful with us.
Well, yeah, I do got to say I've been trying, and it's not looking super good. If I don't move around too much, it's okay. So
You're clearer to me.
good. Okay. I don't know why
Uh,
my internet is being.
oh,
Annoying.
is that
Sorry, everybody. Yeah, no, I just paused downloads and other stuff going on. So
okay?
sorry, everybody. We can't see how it looks before we go live. So
Right. And to that end, it might be worth bringing up as a logical segue. We are looking at leaving Restream and going to a different streaming service just because we've been unhappy with the quality. They have some cool features and so on. Their multicasting ability is nice. But we've not been pleased with the video quality, and so we're going to look at testing out a few others, and hopefully we can get all that done behind the scenes, and then surprise you with a better quality broadcast. So if you've been displeased, realize that we are too, and we're working on it. And just thanks for your patience in advance.
all right,
Um,
so we're gonna restart the scat, do everything.
that's right. That's right.
Maybe I
There's
ruined 10 extra minutes at the end of the.
your your downloads ruined my scat. That's
Yeah,
so.
sorry.
That's
Apologize.
Uh, so, um,
Oh,
so
it's episode 99. People are used to this type of call.
right, just the absolute garbage
Bottom of the barrel.
and mistakes and fumbles that we make. Um,
All right.
but really fun episode last time. I mean, really tense, long battle. If you like battle based role playing. It was very cool. We get to introduce some concepts that I've added to the game that was fun, including an idea called positioning, such that warrior like characters really trained in combat um, can position you with their blows and feigns and things like this, such um, that you are put in disadvantageous positions. They can drive you forward, they can push you back, and so on. It's not guaranteed to happen every attack, um, but both characters in this instance, in this battle, were using that, and it was very interesting. It really made it challenging, I think. All right.
Yeah, we're
Brees,
gonna continue our exploration.
how is you? What's your physical shape? Do you need to?
That's true. I should.
Yeah.
Not great actually. So I'm at 53 out of 100 exhaustion, 120 out of 185 HP. So I think we'll take a rest actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Backtrack to a safe place and have a meal and rest up for a bit.
Okay. You've already eaten, I think. I doubt you're hungry,
Okay.
but certainly because it's like what time of day was it?
Yeah, I'm looking here. So that whole battle really was just early afternoon was when the battle started.
right.
So
So it's
probably
only
hasn't been long. Yeah.
no. It's only probably been 5 or 10 minutes
Yeah.
of breather right now in the hallway. Um, so um, So do you want to just sit in the hallway? Do you want to go back out to your camp? Where do you want to?
Let's go back to the library where my horse is.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll rest there. So
So yeah, you head back that way. Nothing, you're sort of listening just in case anything's changed. You're certainly on heightened alert. The adrenaline is still pumping in you, and you make it back, and of course the door unlocks at will for you because you've put a holy lock on it. Um, the the horse seems contented, still has plenty of water. Um, though you let her drink, I guess. So um, outside. So you've not last time you
yeah, I
recall.
brought it in this morning. So
Yeah,
no, I brought it in last night. Didn't I sleep in here?
yeah, that's right. You slept and recovered. Yeah.
So, but I
Right,
did take it out in the morning and then bring it back. Yeah.
right. Yeah, so you just sit down and let's talk about what healing you want to do.
Yeah. So I forget. Do any healing during a short rest I can count on, or no, no exhaustion?
Not significant, no.
Right, just like an HP or two. Okay. Then let's have some herbs here. So we've got actually not too much. I have oh, I need to remember. I have the uaru, this root that was given to me by the people of the soil.
Oh, yeah.
I know it has healing properties. Yeah, place a quarter of the root on the wound and it will ease the pain. Um, well, so I've got. I guess I don't have any big open wounds, do I? From the battle, it's more of just took a
Well,
lot of
you would be bruised exactly like, where the
bruise. Yeah,
weapon struck, but your armor resisted. You still take damage, um, right?
yeah,
Because but it's not cutting damage; it's bruising, and it's
right, right. So that's probably not a good option. I will instead
no,
take.
no. My point is,
Oh,
you'll see the spot of the wound.
oh, I see.
It's still a
Okay,
wound. It's just not an open wound.
gotcha. Okay, no, no. Okay, then I will. Yeah, let's try that. So it says so. I have the whole root. I guess I'll just cut off a piece that looks like a quarter and kind of
Sure.
you know massage it against the bruises and see
So
how
why
it.
don't you? Yeah. So why
Like
don't you put
CBD, you just kind of roll it in.
right? Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So why don't you do? So why don't you write down that you have three uses of that root?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we can't have you infinitely quarter it, and
I keep having it, and it keeps like, giving me a little bit of HP.
that's right. That's right. Um, the effect is almost uncomfortably warm. Roll for me.
50.
And you wonder if that's because it's more meant for their species than for yours.
Yeah, it's like actually it's poisonous for humans.
Right. Well, it's one of the weird things I do for when you go to a new world.
Right.
Like I will roll for effective spells, effective wands, effective potions on you. Like if I'm
Yeah.
made of, because it's like, yeah, but their whole universe is different.
Right.
You
That's a good
know,
way to do it because you could do it by every single potion, and every single spell, but
right.
just generally
Category.
gives a flavor to the world. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the world where all the spells turn you into, a unicorn.
Our buddy Josh, when he played, he went to a different world. And I think it was there was a delay to the potions he would drink.
Oh, right. I remember you mentioned.
And I think it like made him hyper. I can't remember
In
what
the
it.
Euphoria you mentioned.
Oh, there you go, Euphoria. I knew it was yeah, and um, so yeah, so the major is one of some of the major injuries. Yeah, 25 points of healing,
Okay.
and it's just uncomfortable. It's almost like I said, you're sweating in that area a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you know.
Whew.
Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'll also take some herbs here besides that. So got this guy. Um, sorry, Rook herb heals 2 to 20 HP. So I'll take 2 of those because I'm down 40. chew on some of that.
26.
Good. That is good. And then I'll just spend the rest of the time resting and relaxing and rubbing, massaging, drinking, sleeping, eating.
There is, well, I should have you roll, actually. Roll for me.
Sure. 65.
You do hear motion approaching the door. This is about halfway through your rest. What would you like to do?
Can I see through the door at all? Like, is it?
No, it is still.
I mean, like a
fairly,
crack in the door or anything yet?
no. They try to make those really tightly fitting to protect the books.
Right, of course. Okay, yeah, I'll just stay quiet. Well, actually, I didn't say like where I put my weapons down in the room, right? So I guess they're not available right now. But
I mean, no. I mean, you would. There's no reason to put them far away from you. I wouldn't do
right.
that to you. So
Okay.
they'll
So
be
if I
within.
keep it within arm reach, I'll grab my spear, my shield quietly. Just wait.
Okay. Roll for me.
87.
You are shocked when, despite the holy lock, the door just opens.
Whoa. Okay.
And Galkakik,
Oh,
strange, very strange being,
our good old friend.
strides in. He closes the door. He gives which he didn't really have the opportunity. This didn't have the opportunity to happen before, but he has this really, of course, broad head, right? It's just very strange looking. It's just sort of this lumpy gray mass, and he tilts his head and then gives you a deep bow, and then comes back up. He's very, as we know, very unusual. Some creature from another land, and he
I don't think
says,
we have a caption for him, but yeah, we might.
"I should check." Yeah, man,
It would be a very long one.
I think
Describing all his, yeah.
he would be right up here, I would think.
I
Yeah, I
don't think
need
we
to
created
find.
one. We only had one encounter with him, so it's just
Right. I need to go back and read up on him. Let me check my notes real quick. But
I'll put
he
my weapons down when I see it's him. By the way,
yeah. I'm just gonna keep pointing them at him, bastard. He gives you a bow, and he says, "You're right to lock your door. Um, there are many creatures about. I hope that my bypassing it hasn't harmed your charm."
I say we will see if it has. How were you able to do that?
Many of the magics here that we have encountered, only about half in our experience affect us.
Oh, okay. Very relevant to what we were just talking about. Yeah.
Exactly. What is going on here? Um, and I'm going to assume I don't have it. He says, "I've come to inform you that my colleague and I have decided that we are mistaken, that O'Breeve's appearance in this realm will be 2 valleys to the east
Oh man.
if you
Okay.
wish to join us and join in the celebration of her arrival. It is also further off than we expected, which is good, as it will give us more time to build the seating required for the host."
Okay. I mentioned, I just asked, how did you, right, like how did you come up with a more accurate prediction? Did you repeat your measurements or did you find another source?
He spreads his hands, and of course, that pain, that sort of shimmering, blurry pain appears before him. And he gestures to it and says, more careful readings of the valley showed that the emanations would be more to the east. And my colleague, she has confirmed this. What is perhaps more exciting is that the viewing will be fairly high above the center of the valley, offering a good view to all of Obriv's worshippers. So for anyone who's catching up late, this Obriv is believed by this individual, Gelkakek, to be their god, and really everyone's god, and the creator of everything, and the creator of the cosmos. Not all religions attach that to their god. Obviously, Christianity and Judaism and Islam do. But if you look at some other mythologies, other religions, they don't attach that the universe was pre-existing, or parts of it came into play because of various acts by the god. But here we have the belief that no, this god Obriv did create the universe, and she appears in this strange sort of form that you wouldn't really recognize even as a being, much less a humanoid. She's going to appear here according to their faith and the measurements of that that they use through their faith. That she's going to appear here in the next several days, and wherever she appears, this people come and they build enormous seating, and they come and sort of, in some senses, I guess you could, it's akin to, though less apocalyptically so, it's akin to the return of Jesus in the Christian faith.
Yeah.
But here it's simply sort of an honor to be able to view Obriv, and they believe.
We should mention though that there was one occurrence of Obriv appearing, causing the entire planet to be changed into molten lava or something.
Yes, there was.
But otherwise, it should be pretty chill.
Yeah, otherwise it's just great. This is kind of weird. I'm not doing something wrong here, huh? Anyway, so there was one devastating.
That one was Earth, actually. That was Jesus.
That's right. It's a global warming brought to you by the GOP. Breve sort of travels silently, apparently, across the sky, and her followers, adore her and are just, are able to behold her, and then they disassemble the seating, and and there you go. And apparently,
and we're not sure what happens after that. Actually, I haven't asked. I think they just said they go on their way. But
right,
maybe I'll ask. Yeah, I'll ask him.
Right. It's sort of, I guess you can also compare it in some senses to older Christian and present day Muslim pilgrimages. Right. It's here that the destination is not fixed. The destination is to be, it's TBA, right? TBD, TBD. And
an exciting religion.
It's a lot of travel.
The pilgrimage is a vacation to another location.
That's right. So this creature is very strange, apparently very civilized. There's a great deal of belief in embracing anyone who wants to come and see, what they believe is just, well, this is your God. You just haven't realized that this is just your God, sort of like C.S. Lewis and Aslan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about, you've worshipped me, you just didn't know it. If you
Well,
worship the
yeah.
good, you
So
know.
I'll tell Galkakek that yes, for informing me. I will see if I can make my way over there, closer to the when the time is. So,
Have you had a chance to peruse the works? I know there are many.
uh, I moved them inside, but no, I've not had a chance. I spent this morning putting them in a safer place, but I haven't had a chance to look. There are quite a number of them.
You honor me and Obreve with your care of them.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I will see you at Obreve's passing. There will be many, many thousands of us in the valley, so I fear we may miss each other. But I will still look for you.
So I say that the date is not fixed yet. Then they just know it's further out.
Our guess is presently between 10 and 14 of your days.
Okay.
We will begin, of course, constructing immediately. And as buildings as the seating is constructed, we anticipate arrival shortly thereafter.
Today is the June 10th, right? All right. Okay. Okay.
The
Yeah. Any other? Does he react strangely to my horse at all? Is there? It's probably not
No,
familiar. Yeah.
no, it would be interesting. It is parallel to this situation is parallel to, say, aliens visiting another world, right? So
Mhm.
it'd be very interesting, if he had addressed it with language. You know what I mean? Because we don't know, we don't know if an organism is sentient or not, or capable of
Right.
language by sight.
Right.
That's very interesting. I don't know if you've ever. Uh, it's before your time, I grant, but it is so worth. If you've ever watched any of the aliens from Sesame Street, have you watched any of those? Any of
Alien
those?
Sesame
Oh
Street.
my
No.
god, dude, they're so goddamn funny. Just you've got to watch. Yeah, just you'll find. I'm sure you'll find a ton of them on YouTube, but particularly, so they basically the skit begins always with these aliens descending onto the screen. Okay, and
Okay.
they're sort of sack like. They're sort of these hanging sacks, and they have mouths that open like this, and so it
Yeah.
pushes forward, right? And they're so goddamn funny. So they get there and they're visiting Earth and they're trying to learn different things. And of course, it teaches the kids the name of the object they're trying to learn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they've got a guidebook to Earth and th'll hold it up and they'll look at it. And so my favorite one is with the telephone. Oh,
Mhm.
that's so great. I love it. I mean, I watched it 30 years ago and I look it up every now and then because it makes me laugh so much. And so they'll look up through the book, they'll look, book, book, get the book, 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 and they'll look through and they'll see it, they'll find it and they'll go, cow, yep, yep, cow, cow.
You're
And
you're unlocking some childhood memory in me. This sounds really familiar, actually. Now that you
I
mentioned
tell everyone about it because I
it.
freaking
Yeah.
love it. And so they lean toward the phone and they go, moo. And
Actually, that sounds really funny.
and
Oh
they
my
wait for the response. And, moo. Nope, 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 not cow. Nope, nope, nope.
Nope.
Oh my god. It's so great. I love
Oh,
every one of those skits, but the telephone one in particular is my favorite. They hide when they get scared. They hide by lifting their jaw, and so this is all fabric, right?
yeah,
And so they're hidden, and they'll peek. Uh,
that's really clever. Oh
I
my
think
god.
this episode people are going to learn more about me than they wanted to, but I think,
Yeah,
oh
man.
god, I love it. But
Trip
just
down
jot that.
memory lane.
You've got to jot that down to get.
Oh, I gotta look that up. Yeah, that sounds hilarious.
So many good ones.
Why can't Galkakek be this cool?
I know, friendly and at least
Yeah,
not off-putting.
worse, worse.
Um,
Hey.
um,
Yeah.
he asks if you've yet visited the subterranean layers below the temple.
I say I have not, nor have I found, their entrance quite yet.
He gave a name to that screen that they use to acquire information, and I have lost it. I cannot remember it. But he turns and he looks. He sort of scans the ground with it and moves, and then and he tells you that it is built into the mountain toward the
Mm,
back of the temple. You will find stairs that go down. Um,
toward the back of the
um,
temple. Okay.
he tells you that it may be very tempting, and I do not know of the extent of your arts, but that portal is broken and could be very dangerous.
So there's a broken portal.
And that's what he says.
Okay. So I kind of blank and say, so there's a portal down in the depths you're saying? What does it look like so I can keep an eye out for it?
I
It's called
have
a
not seen it.
Senatuk, by the way, is what he calls
It's
it.
what it's called.
Senatuk. Cennutuk.
Senatuk. Do you send me that in private chat? I need to jot that
Yeah.
down. I should pop this up in private chat. Oh, and I should add these things to private chat. Not private chat. I should post. So as always, gang, we're going to post the
Yeah.
some cool links in there on the chat. Brise's character sheet, notes, personality, things like that. Um, right, the Senatuk. Thank you. And he says, I cannot see it as you see it, so I cannot describe it to you. But the portal is unstable, and it will close and open very quickly.
Interesting.
If you go through it as it closes, except in the most rare circumstance, it would cleave you. That is what happened to the creatures down there when they attempted to re enter it.
Oh, geez.
I believe it was constructed poorly,
Oh, okay.
and certainly your people have the arts to create competent portals. This one must be one beyond the reach of this realm, and its stability is short lived.
Thanks for the advice. When I come across it, I'll definitely keep my eye out for it. Um, Wanted to ask him if do you know if it was like a part of the temple? It seems, or I guess he wouldn't know. He's an alien. He doesn't know. I just asked, do you know when it was created? Possibly, like, has it been here a long time?
Do they have the ability to determine age?
Yeah, because I know I definitely don't.
We have no way of making that determination.
Okay.
However, since the portal is surrounded by a structure, an archway, it does seem logical that it was built with the intent of permanence to someone who was here for a great while.
Right. Between that would be interesting to see if it's part of the temple itself. Just, I guess, just in Brise's knowledge, would it make sense for any temples to use portal magic? Is to connect to other temples?
I mean, it
Or
would be enormously useful.
right. I don't know.
I
You know,
mean,
I don't know how portal magic fits in with the greater scheme of like holy magic, right?
think of it this way: in all of the tomes for our viewers, that spell books that you learn to cast spells. That's how you learn to cast spells, is by using a tome and studying it. It
Right.
really is a lesson book. All of them that you've seen that go up to 10th level, none of them mention portal. So
Right.
the next set of tomes that the next tier of learning is 11th through 20th level.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you already know from, when you do what's called an overcast, which is casting a spell beyond its basic level.
Right.
You know that things can go wrong and so on. I mean, so clearly this is well above 10th level. You can teleport right now, right? But that's level 8, 9, 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah. And so to have a permanent opening like that, I mean, you would have to think it's pretty powerful stuff.
Right, that's true.
Um,
I was just thinking in terms of like portals themselves always seem a little heretical, I guess because they could lead to other worlds or disrupt the balance so easily, by doing something like that.
certainly they are, um, certainly there are big consequences, right? It's an open door
Right.
unless there's some
Maybe,
way to seal it.
right. If they are used by the temples, it would be very sparingly and very carefully.
He does tell you that this portal is clear type, and you're like, clear, and he
Clear.
says no, clear. That is, it is powered by magical writing inscribed in the stone.
Okay. Can I get the spelling for that?
Caleer.
Here. Gotcha. Powered by magic.
So that is to say, for your purposes, he means runes.
Right.
But that may not be a term that he knows even.
Interesting. Okay. I have a proposition for Galkakek, who's done
Okay.
warning me about the portal, which is that you pass through my holy lock quite safely, and certain magic doesn't affect you. I found a door within this temple that would not let me through. I'm wondering if you would be. I don't know how dangerous it would be for your kind to try to open it instead. I'll say when I tried to use magic on it to discern its properties, it knocked me out for 4 days or roughly 3 days. So I will let you take that with a grain of salt if you're willing to help me try to risk that. You might be unaffected by it.
I would not want to risk trying to open it without
Okay.
learning more about it. Can you point in its direction?
I tell him I can take you there.
There would be no need, and we would be safely distant from it. And he
Okay.
simply moves the Cinetuck.
This thing's pretty powerful. I'm going to point. So it was in the, if I recall, it was in the scroll room, right? The room
Right.
with.
You have I rolled a 96 for it. You have a very good sense of the direction.
Well, there we go. So I'll point deeper into the temple to where. he angles it at the door, and then I just get like knocked out for another 3 days. I'm like,
You see it hit him and bounce off and hit you.
it's like, oh, that's new.
It's a bank shot, damn it. What is this, pool? I have seen such things before.
Hmm.
We have similar guards on entryways in my world. I could not enter it safely,
Okay.
but peering into it, I can tell you that it is empty, but the portal has damaged the floor.
Okay.
So if you wish entry into that empty room, you should find it in the subterranean layer containing the portal.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's
What?
basically there's a hole that must go down all the way to the
Right.
subterranean layer. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
layer level.
Oh, word. If I kind of lean, over to look through his Senate, do I see anything in there? Or,
Yes,
looking. Oh, okay.
yeah, you can see. Um, you can see, and it's quite an experience and experience worthy, I should add. Um, you can tell there's an indication that you're seeing through multiple rooms to the back side of that door. And then around that door, there are symbols that are scrolling by and scrolling up and down. They're
Wow.
moving.
That's so cool.
He said it is lethal to open the door improperly. The caregivers of this place were irresponsible to not deactivate that door once it was emptied.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
perhaps there was a thought that they would return to reoccupy.
Right. If it was a powerful magic, they might not have want to wasted, canceling it. They needed it again.
You can see that there is shelving in the room
Hmm.
still, and your first thought is this is a place for relics and holy items.
Yeah. Yeah. Very powerful items.
I should double check that on the map. Oh Lord, I need
Okay.
to
I'm glad he told me it was empty. That's
saves you some pain.
yeah, and I can kind of just if I really need to, I can climb up there. Basement.
Right.
My
Mm, yeah.
I always forget I have a grappling hook. Very, very important. Might be very important. Trying to get in there.
Right. I generally give all my characters a grappling hook. Do you not have?
Yeah, and I always have it, but it's one of those things I kind of forget about. Where I'm like, oh, how am I going to
Right.
get over there? Without magic. It's like rope and
Right.
grab. Yeah.
Yeah. You only need it when you need it. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Um,
That's all I wanted to ask Galkake. So.
even the very powerful could be slain by that door.
Hmm.
He wishes you luck, gives you that curious, very deep bow with his head cocked.
Yeah.
He asks you to open the door for him so that he does not disturb your charm that you set upon
True.
it. He says he hopes to see you in, more than a week
Yeah.
at the arrival of a Brise.
See you as well. I test my, holy lock, and I feel that the spell is still there and unharmed.
the level of it has doubled. Its duration has been halved.
Interesting.
So you need to leave a note for that timer now.
Yeah. Okay, we need to do some mathematics here. So, when did I cast it?
Not too long ago. Well, last
Right.
night.
Was it this morning or last night?
I think you know. I think you cast it because I don't think you would sleep without the door locked.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Oh. Okay. It's 22 days. I forgot it was so long. Okay. So I'm just gonna put now it's 11 days,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess 10 days, because would have been
Right.
21 divided by. Yeah, we'll put 10 days.
Okay.
10 days. 6. All right. Very interesting. Okay. Well, we'll finish. Return.
Yeah.
Just finish up resting.
What's your max? What's your max exhaustion?
So I'm at 53 out of 100 before I started resting.
Right. So you are at 76 at the end of an hour.
All right.
So now mid-afternoon. On the 10th, that's where we are.
Okay. Well, I think we'll step back outside, my spear and shield, and we will continue exploring where it was last time before we encountered our hog-headed friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to stop sharing your screen,
Yeah.
and I will share my screen. Oh, I always forget. There's one tab I need to go over to. And let me check our stream here. Let me swap us. I think it's more important for them to see you than see me.
There we go.
All right. And let me move you back to the top. Can I not click on you? I can. There you are.
Take me to the top. Yeah, that's right. I think I had heard noise.
Yeah.
He was, like, coming up the hall.
And I will kill your holy wall because it's long gone. So,
Okay.
so coming down this way.
Right. And so I had not explored, any of the rooms with the doors closed. I haven't explored yet.
Right.
I hid in the upper room waiting for him. Okay. So let's start with this door right in front of me. We'll take a listen and open it up.
Yeah, no sound. It is locked.
Wait, this seems familiar. Did I already check this door?
I don't think so.
No, okay. I thought I remember coming across a locked door, and I'm like, oh, coming across it.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, you may have already checked this door, but you've not checked the room.
No, there was a locked door, which I tried to unlock with magic, but fumbled. Then I heard footsteps.
There you go.
This is that one. Okay, so we'll try another unlock spell.
Okay. What level?
We're gonna try it at level level 2.
Okay.
No, so I'll do it at level 5.
You'll add. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Roll it up.
Okay. 18. Pretty
You're
close.
doing great.
Woo! Just gonna another one of those guys appears. We just have a whole same situation again. Deja vu.
serpents emerge from beneath the door.
Whoa.
They strike immediately. I mean, you have no time to react.
Damn.
First one, there is pain at your ankle. The other two strike. You don't feel any pain from their bites. You jump back. There is a burning in your foot.
Mm.
And the snakes disappear.
Damn.
And there's no doubt that those are the same species of snake depicted in all of the imagery
Right.
of the Iron Empress.
Okay. So who in our chat is good at identifying snakes? Black on white or white on black? Which one? Friendly Jack.
That
How
rhyme,
long does
that rhyme they give you. The snake smells like grease. That's goodbye for Brise. That's the. I was trying to think of a color that rhymed with Brise, and I just couldn't. So,
Okay. Well, I was trying to think of a rhyme with Iron Empress, but I can think of any.
right.
Iron Empress. Okay. Well, I guess I'll check my wound real quick.
Strip off your boot.
Yeah.
Um,
Not
yeah,
sure.
just above the ankle, just below your greave. Well, you don't have leg grooves, do you? You have arm grooves.
So, I mean, if I was, I do have my ring that resists poison and absorbs poison damage.
Now would be a time to roll for your resistance.
Okay, so that is a 60 sting.
So you sit there. It still hurts.
Okay.
The pain isn't moving. You'll be at -5 for all actions involving your legs, like including
Right.
combat, right? Because your stance is important in combat, but running and things like that. And
Yeah.
so you kind of just sort of wait and see, unless you want to, unless you've got some anti-poison stuff. It's weird, right?
I do not, and I don't know how. This is my first time, encountering poison in Rollmaster. Right? I don't know if Reese would really be concerned. Like, should I actually get to safety and try to find something, or is this?
I think necessarily being bitten by a snake, right? I mean, you're going to be worried.
Yes.
Let's roll. You know what? Let's do this. So make me a roll, and this is how calm you are.
52.
So you're a little worried.
Okay.
Definitely a little worried. Roll again for me.
44.
So, it's weird to put your trust in a magic item.
Yes.
But you could start just concentrating on the ring that absorbs damage. If there's no damage, does that mean you're okay?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So I think this is sort of a character moment for you in terms of what do you think?
Well, before I don't mean to break this whole decisive moment, but I do have a spell called Poison Lord. Maybe I should just cast that, and that'll give me a feel if this really is something I need treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, that seemed like the smart thing to do.
That does seem like the smart thing to do.
So it's from my tome, Locating More, so I'm gonna pull that out and
okay.
Try to cast that.
Do it.
Also grants 15 to use poison for that specific poison. I guess that's a smell. 51 to cast poison lore.
No problem. You do get information. It
Okay.
is a poison. It is an unnatural magical poison. It is of moderate. Um, it is of moderate power.
Okay.
Um, multiple bites increase the power. You only took one.
Okay.
Um, and it is um, the effects of it cause a thinning of the blood and a breakdown of the vessels. And symptoms include profuse bleeding everywhere. Usually takes effect in 60 seconds.
Okay.
About 30 of that have gone by. Um,
Expect to start bleeding pretty soon.
you you want to see how good that patching armor does that heals bleeding. Wait till you bleed through
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. So wait, I was going to say also the healing potions, right? They don't describe treating poison, right? So
They
okay,
don't. Your
really don't.
understanding of them is that they generally don't describe that. They can heal the damage, but of course, if
Yeah.
the you could outlast this thing.
Right. That's what I'm wondering if it's moderate and if it will cause bleeding if I just rest.
Right.
Yeah.
40
Then
seconds
does
into
it
it.
say from the lore spell, right? Does it say if it'll leave my system naturally, right? Like
Your
body.
understanding is that all poisons eventually get broken down unless
Right.
they kill you.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, let's go back to the library then and hobble over there. Hopefully before
Okay.
any bleeding starts, and then we'll just lay down and see see how it feels. This is a learning experience for everybody involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like you would think like, oh man, not to meta game, but like in RPGs, it's like, yeah, make sure you bring the herb, that prevents poison. But yeah, I've just never been poisoned.
Well, and that's not exact. I don't
We're
consider
not
that
dealt with poison weapons or poison,
right.
traps.
I don't even consider that metagaming, right? I mean, even nowadays, hunters take anti-venom with them. I mean,
Oh, so you're just saying Greece is stupid? Yeah, I
well,
agree.
no, not Brees, you. I don't know why that was hard. Oh, I do know why it was hard to understand because you're stupid.
Oh,
So you go back, um, you lay down very gingerly. Um, the ring that absorbs poison damage has still not absorbed a single point of damage.
okay.
Um, and I think now would be an excellent time to take a break.
All right. Okay.
Um,
We'll take a break. We come back. We'll see how many days Brees has been comatose, hallucinating from poisonous snake bite.
that's right. So, gang, we'll be right back. We'll do it right back. I guess I need to stop sharing. Right. I will stop sharing, and you need to put up the taking a break.
I
Oh, I
already
got it.
have.
You've got it. My bad. My apologies. All right, gang. So we will be right back. We're going to go stretch our legs and refill our drinks. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. I will get our buddy back here as well. Uh, oh, there he is. And then I've
It's me.
got to do that. We're back like that, and then I've got to share screen,
Boom, boom.
and I definitely need to put my glasses on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Let me do that. Uh, all right. What is that? Nope. I don't know if we need our caption up. We're just going to have to remind people. I think it's a little better than that.
Yeah.
So
Everyone needs to see your beautiful face.
I know. Look at this thing. You think that I uh, want to keep it hidden, and I probably should. But all right. So thanks for hanging with us through the break. We've got a fun little situation in which Brise got bitten by magically generated snakes.
You just call this a fun little situation.
I did. I mean, poisoning is fun. I don't know if you've ever poisoned somebody, but it's great.
It's a hoot.
It's a hoot. It's I mean the situation bites, but otherwise. So
I've been looking through my stuff in the break, and I've got nothing that would really help. Like nothing to cure, or might just have to rest it
right.
and see how it goes. I have detect poison.
I wonder if there's some nearby. Um you start feeling a little nauseous, but then
Okay.
that passes after several minutes.
Okay.
And you still have the sort of the burn at the site.
How's Nalani doing? I guess she's feeling some of this too.
Yeah, you see that I mean, it's sort of interesting and it's sort of cool, right? Because you can
Yeah.
tell you're just connected because she keeps kind of messing with the same foot, her foot,
Yeah. Wow.
you know,
Okay.
and, so you reach over and you rub it too, you know what I mean? Like just, I'm sorry, this is my bad. you know? Um, um, and
Okay.
it's certainly, I mean, certainly now you're thinking about, you're glad that door, the door that's was impossible for you to open, that just to detect magic set off something. You're glad that it didn't generate, a host of snakes
Yeah.
plus the sleep effect, right? And they just let them bite you to death,
My God.
you know. Um,
Whew.
so, um,
Yeah, it's interesting to see. It almost feels like this door, because it's so close to the entrance, was meant to basically really hurt you and kind of incapacitate you. Like, but this poison's not going to maybe kill you outright.
right. I mean, the thing is that those snakes rolled so low on you.
Oh, I see.
They
Yeah.
rolled, so one of them rolled a decent roll and got you, right?
Right.
You were surprised, so you basically get none of your protections,
Right.
and then the other two snakes rolled a 4 and a 6. I mean, they just,
Gosh,
you know,
really?
yeah. So they just couldn't get through the boot. Um, so you feel like you're out of the woods after several minutes, and you're
Okay.
just taking it easy and so on. Your foot just hurts. Um, um, so, what would you like to do?
All right. Well, yeah, we'll return then and continue our exploration. Gentle on that foot and pass up that room for now. We'll ask our buddy Galgakex about that if he visits again.
That's right. All right. So where do you
You
want to
may
go?
appear what's through that room for me, buddy.
Oh, and
He's
actually,
just like a friend that I invite over so I could like use his view window. Oh, bring your view window too. That thing is so cool.
or like you just bring any of your adventuring contacts. Man, I bet you can't open this door. I bet you can't, man. I mean,
Better.
I did, and it was super easy, but I bet you can't.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
he did not react well to that poison. I'll tell you that. All right, I'm gonna hop back over to the map. So if you
Yeah.
would, as always, keep an eye on the chat for me and let me know if I need to respond to anything.
Quinn thinks we have bad personal hygiene, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, think versus no. Quinn's known me for, man, he's known me for so long. Good God. I guess we met. Holy shit, we met.
You guys were watching Sesame Street together.
I just about. I mean, damn. I guess shit. I guess we've known each other 40 years. No, not quite 40. More than 30. More than 30 years. Dear God, I am so sad that that's true. I mean, glad. All right, so I'm gonna put you. So, where would you like to go? You want to continue this route?
Yeah, let's head to that room in the corner.
Okay.
Closed door. We've got to open at least one door this session, Kevin. God, it's already 8:00.
I know. You tried to open the door to death. Isn't that good?
Yeah, death's door.
Um,
Knocking on heaven's door.
this one is closed. No sound.
Okay.
It does. Um, it's definitely been hammered at and may just be pulled to. Do you want to try to open it? And what's in your hands? Let's return to that information.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna have my spear and shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it opens inward. So let me open it inwardly. Triangular room, which unfortunately you knew beforehand, but and there's no question in your mind that this was an armory. So there are
A triangle.
brackets. That's right. So there are brackets all along these walls. You can see my cursor, right? So there's brackets all along these walls, old shelves, and so on. It looks like there's no windows on this corner. Obviously, they don't want people peeking in to know about the goodies. But it looks like somebody's, either cleared them out, or of course, it could have been locked and already been emptied, and someone had to, force their way in to determine that.
Yeah.
So kind of makes sense given that it's just down from the guard room and so on. Roll for me.
Boom. 17.
Okay. So you feel like you should probably know what's the room behind you, but you're just too dumb today. So what next, sir?
Okay, let's go down the line. So the door on my left. Try to give him open. Give him an open. Turn him into a jar. I don't know why my background keeps flashing. Hopefully, it's not distracting for people.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Yeah, not sure. I changed one of the settings on my monitor, but that should only be for me, like the display.
Yeah,
the camera. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you shouldn't be flashing people.
Yeah, that's never good.
This door,
unless you're really attractive. I'm just kidding.
That's right. This door is not locked. The handle will move, but it will not open.
Huh.
So either
the handle moves, but it's jammed. It sounds like
jammed or magically sealed are the two possibilities. Or I guess there could be something behind it. There could have been a cave-in or something.
Yeah. Well, try to just throw my weight onto it a few times. See if I can get to the budge.
Crashes open, very loud.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually just delete this thing because it's really no longer a door. So it's just
plank of wood.
So here there is triple bunks, two triple bunk beds.
Okay.
The frames are still intact. The mattresses, the straw ticks, or whatever they happen to have here are largely. They're just gone. There's nothing left. There are old trunks at the foot of them. This is a guard's bunk room, definitely.
Yeah, just like the others. So
yeah.
Okay. We'll keep moving along then if there's nothing in there. Note.
So that's when it dawns on you.
Okay.
This room to your left that you were unable to open you're betting that's going to be captain or lieutenant's office.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why it's more heavily protected. Especially, they don't care if they break into someone breaks into a guard's room and
Right.
steals, steals a few bronze or a few silver. They
Right.
don't care about that. But they're not going to let people wander in off the street and take stuff out of the captain or lieutenant's quarters.
Right. I just thought
Um,
it was really interesting. Remember, I was trying to peer through the door, and you said it was like pretty well made, like you couldn't see through it. Of
yeah.
course, because what about a teleport, right? If you could see through, then that would
Yes.
just be, yeah, wow. So all doors in Karandrin, not in Karandrin, but all well-made doors, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Like I mean, it's one of the more fascinating things about world building and game building, at least in this type of game, and that is once there's a rule, right? Oh, you can teleport to places you've been or places you see, being the most relevant example right now.
Right.
Once you say that, then you've got to realize the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Like keyholes now are deadly.
Right.
Where you have windows where you just the presence of drapes can stop you from teleporting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay, well then the homes of the rich and that sort of thing, they're going to have very heavy, well-made drapes that they can close when they want.
Buy some curtains. It's like guaranteed to prevent teleport.
Exactly.
Blackout curtain. That's fascinating. Also, I
Um,
was going to ask why this door. Can I see why it was jammed? Was there something blocking the way or stuck?
it's not evident how it felt when you crashed through, like the way it gave way. It feels like the top and the bottom is what we're holding it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Maybe
and
just warped.
so, yeah. Now these, I apologize, I messed up my layering in the design program. So these are barred windows here. Can you see what I'm pointing to? And
Yeah.
I need to move them to a different layer, and I just haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I got them correct on the other side, and then here I realized, oh right, this outer wall deal is a problem. I don't think there's any way I can fix that. Uh, I think it actually is where is it? Arrange. That's right. Right. Yeah. I would have to move it all the way up, and that's fine. I can do that later. But so I apologize. Just note that these are going to be barred windows. Um, all right, sir. Where to?
Yeah. So let's keep going down the line. I imagine the next one, more guard rooms. We'll just do the same, open the door. Peek inside. I'm starting a list of all rooms I have not yet explored because of not being into them.
Circumstance.
Yeah.
No sound. The door is unlocked. Shield and spirit the ready. You open the door. Empty room. Definitely has the feel of a guard room. You're quite correct to suggest that. So yeah. Um, so nothing really in there except for two trunks. They have been pushed up against the wall. Um, you could see, like, you remember you met that starving family in the vetch?
Right.
You could see like a family resettling might stop off here and be like, oh, hot dog, a bunk bed, and load it onto the wagon and keep
Yeah.
going. Um, and so a lot of these, not exactly a pillage, but
Right.
so, all
It's like even more petty than petty thievery.
right. A theft by necessity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving down then to
Okay.
the
Yeah.
intersection here,
Next. So let's try
you
this.
can see down all the way across to here.
Oh,
Closed
okay.
door. You really can't see this, unfortunately. I really wish we had a cool program that would handle that.
Yeah. I was
Um,
gonna say maybe dungeon fog.
Right.
Give that a try. One of our birthdays, we'll see. Getting that.
Well, I've
That
got
should take care of all the vision stuff as well. I think
right.
you do.
Well, I've got Dungeon Fog. I got it for my birthday, in fact.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah.
But they're still less. I mean, they're still really
It's
in
a
the.
big learning curve. Yeah.
Well, no, they are still in like, oh, it's version point one something, like point one
Really?
three nine. Yeah,
Okay.
and so
Yeah, I was using it like a year ago, and it seemed pretty stable.
oh, okay.
It's true. It did update every once in a while, and my poor dungeon master was like, "Well, this is broken now." I understand. Yeah, wanting to wait till it continues to stabilize. Okay,
um, so which way are we headed?
let's just try this door right here in front of me first. Um, Take a listen.
There are sounds and there is a smell. If you get really close to the door, there's a smell. Um, the sound is almost like a flame gutting out.
Hmm.
And so, like a torch in the wind kind of
Right.
sound. The door is not locked. What would you like to do?
What is the smell? The odor,
Give
is it
me.
like a
The
big whiff?
smell is it's a sickly sweet rot, but it is really unlike anything you've smelled before. Um, but definitely the smell of death, the smell of decay, at least.
Okay.
But there is no
Um,
sound of movement unless
right.
you consider flame moving through air or air moving through flame movement.
Yeah, you can never tell on Karandrin.
You
I
touch,
think we'll.
putting your hand on the door. The door is room temperature. It's not warm. There's not an active flame. There is a little crack at the bottom of the door.
Okay.
There is a real. There's a very faint, pale flickering.
Okay.
Um, but there is no sound of movement in that room.
Right. Well, let's try this. Let's stand off to the side. Um, so get on the other side of the door and kind of throw it open, and then I'll have my spear ready for if it to come out.
I feel like actually being able to move your facing. That I like.
Yeah, that's very. It helps illustrate, the strategy and stuff too.
So you're going to throw it open.
Yeah,
Okay.
and have my spear kind of ready for anything that would
Yeah.
come out there.
Um, Aha! You say. Throw it open.
On guard.
That's right. Nothing happens. The sound is more clear now. The smell is overwhelming.
Oof.
It just really had filled that room, and now just sort of spills out onto you. Um, there is a crevice in the floor. I wonder if I could draw that here. How should I draw it? What tool?
Crevasse.
You know what? Maybe I'll just make it a. No, I don't want to do that. What we'll do is we'll make it a rectangle.
Is it a crevasse or a crevasse?
My mama always told me to call her my aunt. So no, I'm kidding. Why is it rounded? I don't want it to be rounded. I'm sure that's some
Your
feature.
mom told you to call her an aunt. Okay, that's. I know your mom was weird, but that's a
It's
little.
that's what they do in Georgia. There's no way to.
It's,
There's no way around it. Okay.
uh,
Um,
some cases it might be true.
I don't want it to have rounded. How should I do that? What feature is that? Um, All right. Well, too bad. It's not rounded, so take that. So
No,
there's
black segment is not rounded.
so it's jagged and so on and very narrow, and from there you can see the flickering and so on. You really of course can't see this part of the room, but nothing's moving, but that is definitively where the light is coming from, and the sound of sort of the guttered flame, guttering.
Okay. Yeah. So what else is in the room then? Is it just kind of
Well, you would
empty?
have to move from your
Okay.
position to see,
Will creep into the room. Get a better look at it.
at least into the doorway.
Right.
So the room still has its bunk bed frames.
Mhm.
Definitely definitely a bunk room. I should double check that. Yeah, and has its bunk beds. It has the trunks of the chest has largely been undisturbed. Um, covered in dust and so on.
Mhm.
Uh, what would you like to do?
So we'll step inside and kind of try to peer down this crevice. Well, from a distance, yeah. Just
Just sort of get in the room.
I see. This is corner of this crevice looks kind of rounded, Kevin.
You know
It's
what?
really important to the game. Peer down the rounded edge.
I'm gonna. You know what? Keep it up. I'll kick you in your rounded crevice. How about that? So, uh, so it's jagged throughout. It is very deep. I mean,
Mm,
It's really hard to get a sense. Maybe. I mean, more than 10 feet down.
yeah.
Um, um, the light. Yeah, there's something down there is flickering.
Hmm.
Clearly, in all likelihood, this is one of the subterranean layers.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Um,
something from underground, pierced upward, pierced the
um,
ceiling. Yeah. Could be like the floor is damaged, like in the other room he mentioned. Got coach.
right. Um, the smell is definitely rising from
Yeah.
the crevice there. And whose crevice doesn't have that problem every now and
Oh
then?
my god. Well, see, it can't because it's a very unusual smell. Brise is very familiar with the smell.
That's right. That's right. Um,
Okay.
um,
So I guess it's is it too wide? Is it too narrow for me to even like
it's too narrow for Nalani.
anything? Yeah. Okay.
I
So
mean,
I
it's
think we'll leave this, and then once we're in the underground section, kind of try to reposition. So
right.
I know it's on the this edge of the right side of the temple, right?
Right. Yeah, right side as you're facing the temple.
Yes. Yeah. So okay.
Uh,
So
okay.
we'll back out of there. Interesting. See, you see, look, everybody, I'm learning. I see something weird. I don't stick my spear down into it and see what happens. Stick, ooh, sticking, no sticking spears into crevices here.
That's right.
Okay. What about this room behind me? Let's take a listen to that.
Okay. That's weird. You see a little lag there? It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
That's funny. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. Uh,
yeah, a little effect.
let's see. Okay. Door is closed. Door is quiet.
I would
You
hope to be.
try it. Shield and spear in hand. The door opens. Um, hearth and um, a large bed, Um, um, with the mattress gone. Dang it, Nalani, come back here. Um, and so hearth directly across the wall. Um, there's a oh no, in fact, yeah, hearth, not a bed. Sorry, not a bed. It's a sitting area.
Oh, okay.
So you've got there's shelves, the books are gone, but there are couches that are now largely frames
Mm.
and things like that. Um, there's um, there's a dining room table to your right, um, and they all sort of benefit from the hearth in the bottom center. Why did it get big like that? And then you've got a door you see ahead and to the left.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move over to that door. Does this room seem pretty finely appointed, or just kind of basic furniture?
It
I
definitely
guess.
there's more care for there's more skill done in the various engravings on the walls,
Okay.
so it does seem higher end. So your guess is this is some sort of officers' quarters,
Mhm.
um, and so um, head over here. No sound. Door is locked.
Kevin, could you I don't know if you've seen the YouTube, you can't see, like, it's behind you right now, or even the bottom right corner. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to see too much of those other rooms, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
so
That
that
is
our viewers can see where we are.
right.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you said it was locked?
Yes.
Well, we'll try the lockpick set. Take off my ring. Well, I mean, does this door look very nice? And kind of
It is relatively nice. That it's part of that higher level of design and so on,
right.
but it's not like gilded and embossed and so on. Again, it is going to be a tricky lock to pick. You're not going to be surprised if there are things against it. And honestly, given you're not skilled in lockpick, and you got the
Yeah.
spell, I mean, you're doing the spell. I mean, you may consider just forcing your way into these places if
Yeah.
you're really interested. And standing back, trying a channeling blast. I don't know, but it may benefit you not to keep trying to pick locks when you're
Yeah.
just at it.
It's been like 50-50, it feels like, with picking locks versus yeah, being picked by them.
Exactly, pierced by
Yeah,
them.
that's actually a great. I'll have my flail. Actually, channeling blast would probably be better, because yeah, maybe be a little quieter or more precise. So
Right.
I'll step back, 10 feet or so, and yeah, try to focus a blast at the lock. Um,
Okay. And
I
how many power points are we putting into
just
it?
normal 4 PowerPoint
Okay.
attack.
Um,
So I haven't used channeling in a while. For all of our viewers, that's our magical ability to focus the divine magic that I use kind of into a raw projectile attack.
right. Um,
Pretty powerful stuff. Should probably use it more often.
well, and what
One of
I
my
like,
many arsenal that.
yeah, and one of the sort of cool changes um, I made to the game to second edition Rollmaster is that this is um, that channeling is the only way, just practically the only way in Rollmaster in Karandrin to stun the undead.
Right.
Otherwise, you ignore all stun results to the undead, which is more mechanical than I generally like to get in the stream. But I think it's cool that it is clerical that allows
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It gives a distinct advantage. Yeah, the tricky thing is it does eat up exhaustion just like a spell, so we gotta be careful.
Wow. So, all right. So, roll it up. Let's see how good of a
Okay.
shot.
76.
Nice. It blasts through the lock. Doesn't the lock and knob don't just completely get destroyed,
Mhm.
but it's definitely worth now throwing a hip into and seeing if it'll give way.
That's
Um,
exactly what I'll do.
all right, give a little bumpy bump. Yeah, the lock just breaks, and really more of the wood around it just breaks. And here's where you find an additional hearth. There are a lot of hearths, but I just kind of skip over. But I
Yeah.
should. This is not destroyed, but it is now unlockable. Um, and um, you walk in, hearth again on the wall to your right, um, and um, there is a small table to your left, and a large bed again with the mattress, having disintegrated or taken, you know. Um, um,
Okay.
so definitely, this is an officer's suite, if you will. Um, so you find yourself, you congratulate yourself on not trying to pick the lock. You think
Yeah.
probably this would have the same level of defenses, right? You're probably looking at some snakes coming at you had you failed.
Right.
Um, all right.
Um, Something I just thought about, and I should probably be doing it. I don't want to create more work for you, but
No, it's fine.
I would be closing these doors probably as I explore these rooms, right? So, when I leave this temple again to prevent any kind of beasts wandering in here.
Well, I think you would just do it probably on the front door, wouldn't you?
That's true. That's true. Just the two double front doors.
Yeah, because
Well, I
that's
mean, but there are like entrances from the back, right? Because it's been half destroyed.
right. And so as you learn those, I think that's what you would do is like you would just be shutting them down. I mean, the fact that obviously the sentient creatures, or I should say sentient, really, that's not the issue, is it? Creatures with sufficient manual dexterity and intelligence will understand to
Yeah.
open a door.
Yeah.
And so, you could put a holy lock on the front door and any major entryway,
It's true.
you know, um, and you can only do so much anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah.
really up to the temples to come here. The clerics will have some training in magic as well. Well, considerable training in magic and some training in weapons.
Hmm.
And so it's just, the heavy lifting is up to you,
Okay. So yeah, don't worry about once it
Yeah.
explodes.
I mean, I would say, definitely when you find a major entrance, I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea,
Right.
especially given that yours can last, 3 weeks at a time. You'll have done your bit, right? Like I gave you 3 weeks. What do you want from me?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, where to next?
Okay. So let's back out and go to the right down this hall.
Down this way?
Yeah. So I guess I'll see this opening here.
This opening, and just at a glance, you go, this is the common mess hall.
Oh, okay.
So you're right, of course, guard room down that way, guard bunks all the way over here. Um, you know, you're thinking that if this room is like an office, a captain's office, and that's in there, an officer's office, then
Right.
you're like, I bet these walls here are extra thick because of the noise at mealtime.
Hmm.
Um, and
Or
so,
maybe they're very thin, so they could hear all the chatter about
right.
about the lieutenant.
So that's right. There's a peephole and a
Yeah.
so funny. Um, if you were a different type of spell user, right? There's all these sort of unstone spells in Rollmaster where
Oh
you
yeah,
just
yeah. I was
break
just
a
thinking
wall down.
all these walls.
Um, so
And I guess I do have maybe a potion, like a I don't have intangibility, but something to turn a wall into something else.
right,
Might have
right.
one or two potions like that, but definitely want to save that.
Um,
Okay, so we'll
but
and then
clearly, something has one of the more
ooh,
unnatural spiders has clearly built a nest
mm,
in the ceiling of this room, but it looks long unused. I mean, it creeps you out still,
mm,
but it fills the whole back wall that you're staring at there. Fills the whole wall all the way down and then up on about 10 feet of the ceiling.
mm.
Um, and so nothing so large as the ones you fought. It would probably be something maybe the size of Nalani, but still something that is dangerous,
Yeah.
um, but long gone. Doesn't seem to have anything caught in its webs. Um, so maybe some sort of spider that maybe hunted and came back here to sleep. Um,
Okay.
what next, sir?
So to the right, what do I see? Yeah, we've got.
Yeah, I've got an open door there, closed
There you
door.
go.
Let me
Check
move
out
you,
that closed door.
and you'll see down here. Don't worry about that. This is the sanctuary. And so, as you come here, you can see, whoops, a cracked door here, a door here,
Okay.
and you remember that door from your initial entry.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the main way
Right.
through.
Right. Okay.
So let's scroll back up this way.
Nicely done. Okay. So yeah, we've almost explored this whole like initial portion, like
Yeah,
front third of the temple. Yeah.
yeah. Um, so locked doors. Where you're going to? Not locked, closed door. I don't know if it's locked. I haven't rolled.
Please don't be
It is not locked, but again, it feels like it's jammed or wedged or
locked.
magically sealed.
Okay. So again, try throw my weight against it. A little more careful this time. Hopefully, it doesn't crash to the floor noisily.
Um, bam, comes open. You catch it before it slams against the wall and rebounds. Definitely, again, a case where either sinking in this area or something, is causing the either the mantle of the door or the threshold or the what is that called? The top part. I can't remember what that's called. That has a name. That's what I
Oh,
get for.
the door frame, I guess. The
A
framing.
door frames the whole thing. Well, it's the sides and top, but there's a
Yeah.
particular word for the top. This is what I get for ignoring my grandfather when we were doing carpentry
Yeah.
together.
Carpentry.
I hate carpentry so much I can't even tell you. I was terrible at it. Oh God, I was so terrible at it. Oh man, I'm
I
glad
don't
when
mind carpentry. I just don't like locked doors.
that's right. Um,
Okay. What do we see in
this
here?
definitely has the feel of classroom, much like what you saw on the other side. Here, there are more depictions. This one is focused more on the eagle, the god that is the eagle,
Okay.
and the um, so there are numerous engravings. There's some tapestries, but they've largely fallen to nothing. Um, isn't it crazy that we have some of the mummies, the Egyptian pharaohs, we have some of their sandals? Isn't that
Huh.
crazy to think about?
Really?
Yeah, we have their sandals still from roughly the same time period, right? 5,000 years ago. Uh,
Yeah.
now it's an arid region, so certainly that helps.
That's true. Yeah.
And this is not an arid region, but
I should say because it's super relevant. When I was in Kansas City just the other day, the art museum they have an actual mummy like preserved there on
oh,
display.
is
So
it a Native American or Egyptian mummy?
an Egyptian, yeah,
Okay.
it's an exhibit on ancient Egypt and then Rome and then Christianity. It's kind of time
Oh,
periods
wow.
of art, right? And so they just have a whole sarcophagus as the outer shell as well. So
Oh, that's
anybody that loves ancient Egypt, you got to definitely. It's a small, just 2 or 3 rooms, but it's a really impressive.
That's so
This
cool.
place, Kansas City Art Museum.
I have to let the folks here know.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy to you. You just see it, you're like, whoa, that's a person.
Yeah. That uncanny valley.
Yes.
That's yeah. Um, so yeah, there are the mosaics here have on the floor.
Yeah. Does it seem like the eagle has an association, kind of like the owl and the swan?
Well, you recall from the um, the
I think
labeling
I
of
already. Yeah.
maker of the law,
Right.
also maker
Oh,
of the maze, and so whether that says like creation,
right.
God of creation, or it does sound like the person who decides, a judge or a person who decides morality.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and in fact, here we have um, um, the eagle um, on the back wall. The eagle is lifting up um, a individual, and um, the Iron Empress and a huge horde of her snakes are pulling the person down.
Oh wow.
And so the individual seems not to be generic, but very distinct. Um, Darker skinned individual, uh, male. He has in his hand um, a scepter of some sort with a very distinct pattern at the end of the scepter. Um, it is a scepter with an arc of 3 stars. Um, the and then in the center, these arc of 3 stars are centered over a castle that is the end. Uh,
Okay.
the individual has a great long beard, and in the manner of the pen people, um, it has decorative clasps periodically along the beard.
Mm.
Um, the style of dress does not remind you of the Pen peoples. The Pen clans is a nation to the east for our viewers, predominantly desert, but it's the neighboring nation to the east. It did not exist 5,000 years ago, so maybe this is the preceding peoples that occupied those lands.
Right.
Um, there is a very curious engraving um, to the left as you enter.
Hmm.
Um, and that is both the eagle and Wanbray, the Iron Empress, bowing
Hmm.
um, before a black silhouette of a figure, um, both seeming to have both male and female form.
Okay.
Like there's clearly, even though the figure is faced forward, the silhouette of figure is faced forward, they've given it the form of a breast on one side and clearly a flat chest on this side, even though it's face on. The figure lifts a sword above its head to the sky with both hands.
Very cool. We
And
all know trans people are, way above, way better than Juan Bray or the Eagle. Yeah.
that's right, they're better than the gods.
Better than.
The There is writing beneath that engraving.
Okay. My spectacles of sophistication.
And what do those spectacles do?
They, I think every language gives me an 8 for reading the language. Let me double check. Oops. Spectacles.
But they allow you to read basically any language.
Yeah, read any language at level 8
Right.
is, I guess, the maximum. Yeah.
Actually, the maximum is 10. No, actually,
10.
the maximum is actually 20. But
Really?
20 is like Tolkien regarding English, right? You would,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Right? Like, he had Beowulf in Old English memorized,
Oh, I see. I see.
right?
Yeah.
You would really have to be a lifetime scholar to reach 20.
Wow. Okay.
And so there's no real need for it. 8 means you're moderately educated as opposed to average educated. It says, um,
I didn't note that down. Actually.
it says, only the one that comes after.
That's a little eerie considering his name. Galcokex told me about one who comes after and separate, it's completely separate religion and idea, but oh my gosh, it's eerie.
I mean, I know it's a little early. Do you want to end on that ominous note?
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like it, that's we
Yeah,
can.
I think that's an interesting place to dwell
Okay.
on, right? This,
Yeah, for our viewers.
um,
Just
yeah,
really quick, so is there anything else in the room then that kind of shows that
definitely. I
well,
mean, the
explore it next time if there's a lot of stuff.
there's, I mean, there's other mosaics and engravings we can talk about. Um, but as you understand it, this is directly across from the other classrooms,
Mhm.
and so again, you can think of it. You can see how it would be a low priority area in
Right.
terms of having the public have access to it or strangers have access to it, because
Right.
either it's going to be empty of students and their books and their possessions, or it's going to be filled with students and their books and their possessions, and you're not going to go in there.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Okay. Then yeah, that sounds good.
Um,
There.
so there you go, gang. We are putting episode 99 in the books, and we are drawing closer and closer to episode 100. Again, as you can see from our little raffle roller there, we still have time to get more applicants in. Tuesday, the 18th, is our cutoff. Anytime before midnight, just email me. Tell me you're interested in the raffle. Tell me how you want to be referred to in the raffle should you win, so I know what name to put down. And then we're going to do the drawing at the beginning of episode 100, which will be on the 9th, Wednesday the 9th. Sorry, 19th.
Should we
Uh,
do it at the beginning or the end of the episode? Do you think what would be more?
more dramatic.
Yeah,
That is interesting. I leave it to you, sir. What would you like to do?
I think N would be really fun, like strong note.
Okay. We'll do it at the end of episode
Build up time.
100. Um, so just you've got a little less than a week. Shoot us an email. Like I said, let me know you're interested in the raffle. No obligation. We'll pay for shipping. We'll pay for everything, and we will send it to you. And so yeah, so there's plenty of time for that. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. If you think we're doing a good job, hop the donor box and send us a little love. You see the address there. If you want to hear more from Max, and I think you should, then he's got his own YouTube channel. You can see its link there, where he discusses video game music and arrangements of video game original soundtracks. Thanks as always to Elliot Dunovitz for their terrific character art that we use every session for Brise. And you can see more of their work at artstation.com/Tortolua. And I've written a novel that I'm pretty pleased with, and I hope you enjoy it as well. It is right now not available ebook. I've got to get that set back up. But the paperback is available, and you can take a look, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for everything, gang. Max, say goodbye to the lovely people.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that session. Reese almost getting poisoned. A lot of interesting little mysteries we're setting up here for. Yeah, hopefully we'll see more of what happens in episode 100.
Episode 100. That's right. I can't believe we made it. But thanks everybody for everything. We will see you next week, and at the end of episode 100, we'll do the drawing for the special 100th episode version of the Karandrin map. So tune in then, and we will see you soon.
Bye bye.